I watch episode 47 of Pokemon every year because I watch every episode of Pokemon every year. In episode 47, the song of Jigglypuff, Ash and friends arrive in Neon Town, an electric oasis and the ecotone between the arid desert and the verdant woodlands. Ash bumps into a brazen beatnik and their inamicable altercation alerts an officer of the law. But the cop also has an attitude because she's not good at her job. Neon Town separates the environmental extremes and brings together the middle class, who live in a constant state of ornery opulence. The only thing that they ever win is insomnia, and fueling their addiction exhausts their empathy. The uncivil servant blames the visiting children for questioning the status quo as she leaves to continue performing her duties in a profession she doesn't seem to care for. The grifters also get into it with the greaser. Although their argument actually escalates to physical violence, the police do not intervene. With no intention of ever returning to the sordid city, Ash and friends move forward through the forest and encounter a Jigglypuff, just minding its own business. In an attempt to claim ownership, Misty eagerly attacks, but is then confused at its response to the unprovoked violence. Brock assumes that the Pokemon is disabled in some way, and only after their ambush does Ash seek to learn more about the creature. Ash's Pokédex informs them of Jigglypuff's singing ability, and without offering any apology, Misty asks it to sing for them, which Jigglypuff refuses because of all of their actions. Ash and friends assume that Jigglypuff doesn't want to sing because it isn't able to. Misty finally apologizes, but also lets Jigglypuff know that without its signature move, it is insignificant and unwanted. The only thing that Misty wants to play with is Jigglypuff's emotions. They agree to help Jigglypuff get its voice back so that its perceived value increases, and the charlatans show up with their own song, switching up their intro with a ballad to the big boss. They offer Jigglypuff the same, with intentions no more nefarious than those who introduced themselves with barbarity, which they offer the adversaries as well. During its vocal exercises, Pikachu mocks the audio arts, to which Jigglypuff responds with the kind of violence that Ash and friends have also taught it. After all of the traditional methods fail, they resort to anabolic alternatives. They give Jigglypuff a magical fruit that fixes its voice, or Jigglypuff was just hungry this whole time. Nothing can fix a truly broken voice. Jigglypuff celebrates by gaslighting Pikachu again and returns to its stump to share its song. But in Pokemon, diegetic music only exists as a means to influence others in and out of consciousness. After nailing the last note, Jigglypuff notices that they're all napping. No longer jiggling, but very puffed, it roots through Ash's rucksack for alternate means to express itself. Who's that Pokemon? A multidisciplinary artist. Ash and friends awaken as the colored canvases of the vocalist, again confused as to what happened, even though they were told exactly what would happen. Misty alone shows empathy again, and they expose the lullaby to the rest of their Pokemon, who all lose consciousness as well. This is Pidgeotto's first appearance in 5 episodes. Misty posits that Psyduck might be able to endure because it's too stupid to understand music, but again she underestimates the abilities of her brown-billed buddy. She berates her feathered familiar for being equally as fallible as everyone else. Brock suggests that they return to the nearest population center and expose Jigglypuff to the sleepless citizens in the hopes that their compulsion for gambling is stronger than the living manifestation of narcotics, which was exactly what the bad guys wanted anyway. The reputable establishments refuse to let the no-name talent take the stage, so disguised as disc jockeys, the jackboots aid them with their live performance without permits or promotion. The softest siren serenades the citizens, sending the entire city into symphonic slumber. Prepared for this outcome, Jigglypuff inflicts its revenge. Another singer named Puff who cannot be trusted around the unconscious. P. Jiggly marks everyone except for Ash and friends and the Rockabilly, who is now refreshed and no longer rude. They failed the pink Pokemon, but people are nicer. The punks' plans also failed because they weren't good plans to begin with. Sometimes they only do stuff because they want to be part of the story. Feeling some sense of accomplishment, Ash and friends leave Neon Town forever this time, but they didn't really accomplish anything. A single good night's sleep doesn't cure gambling addiction. That's not how sleep works. That dream cannot be solved through sleep. If anything, they learned that sleeping isn't safe sometimes, and their single source of solace didn't stick around either. What happened in Neon Town left Neon Town immediately, hoping to one day be accepted within the parameters that Misty pushed upon it. Nothing changed, so everything is to be continued.